All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Wednesday, March 26th. Set today by Paul. Oh dear. Let's see what Paul has for us. Deliver bundle, article wrapped by calendar girl, showing top and bottom here too. Well, Paul doesn't waste any time getting some of his picture postcard humor in there. I mean, that must be some reference to the definition bottom here too. So somewhere where bottom in some sense of the word comes into play, article is probably going to be, a, an, or the, and it's going to be wrapped by, I'm wondering if calendar girl could be one of the months that's also a girl's name. April, May, June. No, I don't see it. Oh, it is a nice grid. I always like when they use the outside edges. Auditor's more substantial claim, matter dropped. Well, auditor must indicate a homophone, so something that sounds like more substantial, heavier, weightier, bigger. And then claim, is that part of the homophone? And then matter dropped. I mean, it sounds like illegal matter has been dropped, but I think it must be, oh, maybe something like an asteroid that dropped from the sky, or something to do with gravity. No, how about obviously wearing suit? Well, suit makes me think of playing cards. Ah, yes, so had to be in hearts or in spades. Well, yeah, wearing is in, suit is spades, and I think that's quite an old-fashioned, I think for obvious reason, people don't say in spades anymore. All right, overly bold coloring stick. Ooh. Bold could be B, but then coloring stick, chalk, crayon. And what's the, yeah, maybe overly bold is the definition. Is it just a double definition? No, accommodation for rental cut. People admitting frustration ultimately. Well, frustration ultimately sounds like just cluing the letter N at the end of frustration. So therefore the definition would be at the beginning either accommodation or accommodation for rental. I think just accommodation, because I think rental cut, we're going to cut a word for rental. Ooh, I'm wondering about hire, 8 and then HIR. People then could be nation or, yeah, something folk, and that's going to have an N put inside it. No. Designer's stubble, originally maintained by a Wright Burke. Oh, I think it might be a designer. Yeah, I think stubble originally is the S, and that's going to be put inside probably A plus R. I am thinking of Armani is a designer, but that doesn't have an S in it, and it doesn't have a Burke either. Yeah, can't think of a designer. No. Relative featured in masterpiece I nailed up. The up makes me think we're going to reverse something. I presume it's going to be a relative. So a 5-letter relative could be niece. Yeah, well, it does have an I in it, but let me just put that in. Oh, yeah, I don't see a map. What would masterpiece be? And then I. Yeah, I think nailed must be a word. Oh, could it be a... Oh, it is niece. Yeah. It's a hidden clue with reversal. All right. Yeah, starting with the N in nailed and working backwards, there's the niece. Is that the only 5-letter relative? Oh, uncle, of course, yeah. All right, excess, that is lifted behind muscles. I think the definition might be excess, and we have to have, yeah, that is often IE, and that might be lifted or reversed. But then we would have an EI ending, and behind muscles, well, muscles could be abs, lats. Yeah, don't see it. All right, back to the crosses. Insect, briefly, circling top of tall plant. I think it must be a plant. And we're going to have, I think, a 5-letter insect. We're going to drop its last letter and then have that going around the top of tall as a T. And so that's going to be a plant. What's a 5-letter insect with S? I think is the second last letter. So not a wasp. No. End of documentary as a sequel, screened by European. Is that filmic? Well, again, when you have one of those phrases at the end saying, is that, just like we saw in One Across here, that does seem to be directly referring to the answer. So it might be a word that means filmic, but maybe it's nothing to do with films you watch. End of documentary is a Y. As a, is that going to be a charade, something for as a sequel? And then screened by European, I think maybe there's some short European nationality. Is going to go around. I wonder if a sequel could be the letter B because it's the sequel to the letter A. Now, play, touring, country, number overbooked. I'm wondering about too many, number, yeah, overbooked maybe. Well, what would the play? Ooh, play could be a toy. You play with something, you toy with it. Oh, and the country is Oman. Ah, all right. I like it. Recovered some of the military balloon in sight of incident. Yeah, don't see recovered. Putting new letters around the outside. Although some of the I was thinking might be a hidden clue in military balloon, but that E puts paid to that. Proceeds beyond incredible initially. Money brilliant. It might be proceeds beyond. Oh, yeah. I mean, that certainly seems to be indicating the initial letter of incredible. Because I did think this one might be IE reversed. Behind muscles. Oh, maybe it's muscles is the definition. Ah, yeah. I did never knew the plural. Well, I suppose I should have the glutes, gluteus. So yeah, the plural would be glutei, I think. And excess is glut. All right. So beyond the incredible initially, I think brilliant may be the definition. So I think we're going to have proceeds, something like wages or, and then something for money. And the whole thing will mean, ooh, I was going to say incandescent, but no. Tree one serving well. Other than one being an I think there is some four-letter tree beginning with I. Ilex, ibex. Now one of those is a gazelle, I think. Ooh, reportedly not 11 across. Thank goodness. So reportedly maybe a homophone, or maybe just in some proverb, not too many. Thank goodness. I don't know, is it a song or... Yeah, I don't... Something is not too many. Yeah, I don't know. Like two's company, three's a crowd. Flabbergasted mum. Ah, yeah, if you keep mum, you say nothing, so you might be described as speechless. All right, and if you're flabbergasted, you're struck speechless, I suppose. All right, bulb that's lit. That's a great clue. I'm wondering if lit could be short for literary or literature, and it's the name of a book that's also somehow bulb. Now, that could be as in an electric light bulb, something light, maybe? Or a bulb that you grow, blooming onion, something onion. No, let's go back to the Downs. Actually, we're staying with the acrosses. Banker, after a lot of money for profit, by the sound of it. A banker, of course, saying snooker could be a ball that banks off the side. After a lot of, oh, and of course it can also be a river. Yeah, after a lot of money for profit by the sound of it. No, don't get it. Match fixer, ooh, three down thing. We haven't got three down yet. Although that does end in Y. What's match fixer? with that P there. Doper, doping. No, potential for being scammed as drunk lured into trading place. And I think the definition might be potential for being scammed, but I don't know what word that would be, because could be drunk, could be a sot, put into a trading place, some kind of market. No, kings discussing lovely flower or flower. Again, that could be a river. Yeah, don't see that. Catholic sanctimonious in days gone by. A Catholic we saw recently was Roman. Sanctimonious, O can be pi for pious, P-I. In days gone by. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's something like papist. Oh, it is papist, exactly. Because pi is put inside the past. Author back on the radio. Oh, yeah, this is one of these where you try and think of an author beginning with S, and either it comes to you or it doesn't. And I thought of Lawrence Stern. The stern of a ship is the back, and the author has an extra E there, so it's a homophone. All right, mode in which companion defends delay. Companion could be pal, mate, and that might go around a short word for delay. Lag, I like. I can't think of a two-letter word for delay. But mode, oh, could it be a musical mode? Mixolydian or something like that. Some garlic in cold relish. Could that be a hidden clue? I do see cinco in there, which is Spanish for five, I think. But otherwise, ICINC. Or maybe it's a type of garlic that's C for cold and then a four-letter word for relish. Oh, yeah, if you relish something, you love it. And some garlic might be a clove. Composition of stuffy air, extremely unsuitable. A composition could be an essay. But yeah, I don't see how you would get essay out of that. And then extremely could be the extreme letters. We had one like that yesterday. SYAR for stuffy air. Or maybe it's a word that ends in UE, the extreme letters of unsuitable. Oh, that's exactly it. Stuffy air, not a word. I don't think I've ever used it literally. I think I've certainly heard people talk about being metaphorically in a bit of a fug. And then our UE, and a fugue is a musical composition. All right, so here was our banker after a lot of money for profit who finance something. I do like the way they just fit the dash in there at the end of the 7-letter word. Banker after a lot of money. No, don't see it. Cake and cup of tea for some carrier. Just think of cake or death. The Eddie Izzard routine. Cake. So sponge could be cake. Ah, yes, we had this not too long ago, and I think Mike clarified for me in the comments what a sponge bag was for when you go on holidays and you bring along your toothbrush and whatever else that might get damp, you bring a sponge bag with you. And so, well, I'm not 100% sure, but that would be a carrier, as in a bag you carry. And certainly there are tea bags, but is cup of tea the same as bag? I'm not sure about that, but we've seen wilder connections. All right, chicken and bovine in first gear. Oh, gear can be clothing. I mainly for bovine thought of Jersey cow. So I think it might be some kind of jersey. Oh, yeah, if you're chicken, I suppose you don't have a lot of courage. You might be called yellow. And if you're in first place in the Tour de France, isn't it? You wear the yellow jersey. Ooh, so now our mode. So it could be lag. Oh, and it is pal. So another musical term. I know the phrase a plagal cadence. I'm the type of person who watches a lot of these music videos where they go into music theory, and I follow it all while they're describing it, but as soon as the video is over, the knowledge goes out of my head. But anyway, it's harmless fun. All right, so now our bulb, that's lit. Piccolo. Oh, is there a piccolo? Piccolo onion? Oh, pickled onion. How about? Ah, yes, a lit can be slang for being drunk, or pickled lit, yeah. And bulb that's lit. Yeah, I think it's just a cryptic definition. I don't think there's anything more to it than that. But we'll check at 15 squared. Okay, so reportedly not too many. Thank goodness. All right, I'm going to pause, sip my coffee while it's still warm, and ponder that one. No, I can't think of anything other than maybe pair. PAIR being two is not too many. But I can't see that, thank goodness. Maybe pray? I don't know. But I did look at my kings and I thought of, oh, pharaohs. And of course, I mistyped that, thinking of Pharaoh Saunders. And so I think it's a homophone. Lovely is fair. And the flower, the river, and it's funny, we just had that yesterday, right? Ouse, and I didn't know whether to pronounce it ooze or ouse or house or I don't know. But this would suggest it's pronounced O's, pharaohs. But we'll check at 15 squared. Maybe that's not right because there goes my finance. Yeah, unless it's some homophone for the word for profit. No. Oh, I should be able to get my match fixer, even though I don't have 3 down yet. Surely some kind of bow. I don't think any of the other vowels would work in there. So what's after the D, an E or a Y? Match fixer. Is it a match you light a fire with, or football match? 3 down thing. Yeah, let me pause and think about that one. Oh my goodness, it took me far too long to think about an S going in there, and then Cupid's bow. I get the match fixer, I suppose, in mythology, fixing matches between people, but I suppose we'll have to get 3 down. Oh, yeah, you can have a Cupid's bow mouth, I suppose, with certain lips. So I'm wondering if the coloring stick, yes, in English slang, it can be called lippy. Yeah, if you're not British, I think that may elude you. And then overly bold too is British slang. Someone who talks back can be called lippy. Oh, I do see this. I said incandescent, but I do wonder if it is ESC. How many R's in iridescent? I think I might have spelt it with 2, and I think it's ENT. Let's see. Oh, I think proceeds is rides. That goes beyond the eye. And then the money is just a cent, not a lot of money. And then brilliant is iridescent. All right. Yeah, let's try or deliver bundle. Let me pause and think about that. No, I don't have this one, but I did realize my plant with the L and the S must be a lotus. And so the insect is a louse minus its final E going around the T. Okay, more substantial claim. Matter dropped. Oh, knowing Paul, it could be some kind of dropping. What's more substantial with that T? Yeah, I did think weightier. Oh, meteor. Oh, yes. Meteorite, I think. That's funny that I did think of well, what did I say? I know I said something coming from space and landing on Earth. Um, so yeah, meteor for more substantial. Claim it are right. Yeah, I don't quite get all of it, but I think that's right. Oh, now one across is going to be interesting because I think it has to be MAI. Could be another vowel, but MAI seems the most likely. Bottom here too. Yeah, I'm just wondering if deliver could be mail. To mail something to somebody, is that the same as delivering it? Oh no, a bundle could be a lot. Is there a mayo something in French? Mayo, let me pause and look that up. Well, there is. And the other thing is, while I was paused earlier, I was saying, well, if that A is right, and it right at about an A going inside a calendar girl could be June, and that would make jaune yellow. And it never clicked with me that, oh, yellow jersey at the bottom. Well, the maillot jaune is the French for yellow jersey. So mail is deliver, lot is bundle, the calendar girl is June, and that wraps the article A, and that shows the top. Is the top you would wear, a jersey, yellow jersey. And bottom here too is referring to the bottom of the crossword. Very, very clever. All right, so now our accommodation. I'm wondering if that could be tolerance. So accommodation, not as in somewhere you would stay, but in tolerating, accommodating somebody's needs. Let's see, for rental cut, people admitting, oh yeah, I think the people is a race. Rental. Yeah, I don't get the rental cut. So we'll have to check that one at 15 squared. Ooh, I thought this might begin with a Y, end of documentary, but no, is that filmic? Let me pause and think about that. It occurred to me that the European might be a pole. And first I thought polyester, but no, then I think a film, as in cling film, might be polythene or polythene bag. So there's the end of documentary. As a sequel, I think is then. And all of that is screened or surrounded by the pole. Clever. All right, well, at least I know it's not Armani. Oh, I think a designer, someone who makes designs, is an artist. And so the S, which is the first letter of stubble, is maintained or kept inside A, right R, tit. So typical Paul. I feel a right Burke for not spotting that sooner. All right, recovered. Ooh, maybe that's the definition. Some of the military balloon in sight of incident. No, don't see it. This is our banker. Furnace. Fortune. Profit by the sound of it. So a word that sounds like prophet would be Prophet, who might be a fortune. Oh, it didn't automatically go on to the next word there. Fortune teller. So a banker, I suppose, could be a teller, a person who works in a bank. After a lot of money is a fortune. Clever. A site of an incident, of course, a very famous one, beloved of conspiracy theorists, Roswell. Some of the military balloon. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Of course, I'm not sure that is the answer, but it does seem like it should be. Yeah, are we extracting letters? No, there's no W. No, I'm completely at a loss to explain that one. Now here's our tree, one serving well. Oh, one serving well in tennis would be someone who gets a lot of aces. Is there a tree called an Acer? I know I had a laptop made by Acer, which did very well until it suddenly didn't. Then 16, yes, I think it might be because potential for being scammed could be your credulity. As drunk lured into. Oh, lured is drunk or anagrammed inside a trading place is a city. What a definition for a city. All right, but I think that must be Acer. Let me pause and look that tree up. Yes, Acer is the genus of trees that includes maples. All right. Well, I did think that might be Pray. I was thinking Pray. Could it be Pray, Prey, with the reportedly not 11 across? Yeah, I don't see what that has to do with too many. Thank goodness. What else could it be? Pied. Can't think of anything else. I'm going to go ahead and everything filled in. Yeah, check all. No. Okay, so they don't do anything for the one that's wrong other than not giving you the tick mark. I think the only reason it's highlighted is because that's the one I was on. Yeah, all right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this one since I have really no idea what it is. Phew. Okay. Ah. Yes, I mentioned this in a recent video. Having moved to the US, I think I was writing emails to Americans and putting in PHEW, and one of them pulled me up in it and said, like, are you saying I smell pew? And I had to say, no, that just means like a breath of relief. But in the US, it's WHEW, and I suppose I've been here a long time now. I'm now more used to just saying whew with a W. And so I don't say pew, few, few. Yeah, so not too many would be FEW. And thank goodness, few. All right, so I'm letting myself off on that one. Whether I should or not, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what they're saying over at 15 squared. All right, the blog is by Manehi, who says a slow solve. Now, I'd love to know what a slow solve for these regular bloggers is. I'm sure they're very quick. Anyway, let's see. I did understand the one across. Roswell. Reversal of. Oh, and recovered is the reversal indicator. Recover can mean bring back. All right. So some of the military are other ranks, OR. And then if something balloons, it swells. Very tricky. And there's the few. Cryptic definition, yeah, lit and pickled. So really it's just a cryptic definition, all right. Sponge bag, as well as the link between tea bags and cups of tea. That's my bag, that's my cup of tea. Ah, that's, I think, probably the way Paul intended it. All right, meteorite. A right, of course, is your claim to something, yes. That does make sense. Oh, to let is for rental, which is cut. All right, that's the part I didn't get. And fair. Oh, no, it is a flower. Here am I going on about the river Ouse, but it's simply a rose by any other name. Oh, my goodness. And plagal, yeah, musical term describing a type of mode in Gregorian chants. Okay. Tom's dad found it tough. Oh, and I missed that it's not just muscles, it's behind muscles. So thanks to KVA for that. And also KVA, I think, was the one who suggested the cup of tea as slang for that's my bag. Oh, and Blaze, the Tour de France often visits my hometown. Yeah, so victory on points for Paul today. Yeah, everyone seems to have gone slowly today with this one. Anyway, I enjoyed it, and it wasn't my worst time. If you regularly watch my videos, you know I sometimes take much longer than this. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.